We're live.
Are we live?
Oh, we're live. Right this
All
second.
right.
Oh, but I need to take a poop. Just joking. We don't need to do that. Hey, welcome everyone.
Hey, hey, hey,
Welcome.
hey.
Hey, this is we're back, Roy.
We're back. We're
Again.
back. We're
We're
back. Hey,
back
that looks
again.
good. I just saw the graphic. The
Oh, I
graphic
can't
looks
wait to see.
okay.
Oh, the graphic looks great. The
Yeah, it
graphic looks
looks
great.
that looks
Welcome
pretty good,
everyone.
right?
It's Turnbuckle time. Hey, welcome everyone. It's Turnbuckle time. It's
Also,
Turnbuckle
I just
time.
want to say thank you real quick. Now that I'm looking at the live stream, I want to say thank you to Ejaz because I forgot to send him Ejaz, our tech. Shout out to Ejaz.
Jazz.
I forgot to send him a specific type of overlay, so he used an old one because he's
Oh,
resourceful.
God, you're so good at jazz. Great job.
Yes, you're the best.
Do not go to the Patreon. I know it doesn't say that there, but hey, thank you all so much for joining us. Oh, we have Hassan Terrell's in the chat already, Roy.
Hassan.
But first off,
Hassan.
let's
Hey,
introduce ourselves.
hey,
This is Loser Lee's Wrestling.
it
Loser Lee's
is
Wrestling presents Turnbuckle Time, the first
turnbuckle time.
episode.
The first ever episode. We're
Ding,
back.
ding, 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 ding.
Uh?
Oh, wait, I have a turnbuckle
Yeah,
noise.
you have all these things.
Oh my God, I wrong one. That's for Ding Dong Morrissey.
Who we might
We're
talk
gonna
about.
have to. There we go. We're
There it
back on.
is. There it is.
We have Hassan saying, "Hi guys, welcome back. We miss you.
We miss you.
We miss
We
you,
miss
Hassan.
you.
Woodsy's here.
Woodsy. Woodsy.
I thought you guys were dead, lost at sea or something. No, we're
No, we're
back, buddy.
back.
We're
We were
back,
lost for
friend.
a while,
We were
just like
lost.
AEW, but we're
Hmm.
back. And if we can come back,
Unlike AEW.
so can AEW.
We'll talk about that. Thank you all so
Oh.
much for joining us. This is Turnbuckle Time, the newest addition to your weekly wrestling digestion.
Every
We're
Sunday morning.
every Sunday morning.
Every Sunday morning.
Every Sunday morning.
We're locked in from now
We're
on.
locked in. We're not gonna leave you
We
again.
signed a contract with all of you.
We signed a contract with the Jazz, and the
Yeah,
Jazz is one
that's true.
cruel master. He's
We're gonna
gonna
be
fuck
trying some
us
new
up.
things also. We're gonna be doing some new stuff,
Yeah.
new graphics. We're gonna keep it exciting.
We're gonna keep it saucy, keep it up, keep it lit. We've got a lot of things to talk about.
Oh
This
boy, do
is
we.
this is a loaded show where we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about news, results, and opinion.
Yeah, we're gonna do a top 10 list. Red's gonna watch some wrestling. We're gonna talk about all the shows for the week for the most part. We're not talking about Raw this week because nothing happened, but we're gonna be talking about wrestling. So I think, Red, I mean, maybe we just dive into it unless we have comments or anything that we
We do
want
have
to
a few
jump in.
comments. Hassan
Yeah,
Terrell has a spicy one. Did you guys went out of town? We did went out of town a little
yeah,
bit.
we did for a little bit of
For a
time
little bit.
there.
Well, there's a bunch of things. Hassan went
Yeah,
out of
a lot
town,
happened.
was had money stolen from us.
Yeah,
Tried
yeah,
rebooting the show, didn't go
yeah. It
too
didn't
great,
work. Didn't go great. Didn't go
but
great.
it's the lost episode. Woodsy says, "AW been lost since Cody went to WWE." I think I've had that similar thought that I
Ooh,
talked to you about. Did we just talk
AW
about that?
AEW has had glimmers in the last couple of months. They've had
No,
glimmers,
Cody was the only anchor holding Tony Khan to solid, thoughtful booking. Now he's in
which is funny
territory.
because Cody's booking of the last year was not any sort of solid or thoughtful.
I'm
Not
not.
in WWE. Great job. But I'm saying when Cody was in AEW, his last like 6 to 8 months were off the rails wild.
I'm saying booking style, not necessarily his particular booking, but I do think that he was like, "Hey, let's have it make more sense across the board here,"
You know what I
because
think Tony
Cody
Khan
wasn't just
needs?
helping himself. Cody was
Well,
helping
that's Cody was
everyone.
helping everybody but himself, if we're being honest here.
Exactly.
What Tony Khan needs, Red, between you and I, in AEW, Tony Khan needs a little baba and he needs to take a little nappy.
Hmm.
He needs a few
Hmm.
months off. He needs a vacation. And he needs to give the book to Don Callis.
Oh my God.
I think we need to get started. We need to
Oh
get
my
into it.
God. Okay, we have to
We
get
got to get
started.
into it.
Oh my God.
Jazz, let's go to that first graphic. We're
Might
going
as
to do
well
the
give it to Chris
weekly
Jericho.
woos and whats.
Okay,
I'm
let's
sorry.
get
graphic there,
Yeah.
E-Jazz.
Ooh, nice AEW Dynamite graphic with weekly woos and wants. So how do you want to start this off, Roy? Do you want to be the
Well,
one to lead these woos and wants, or shall
the
I?
the goal here, right? I figured we'd kind of alternate, but I did watch Dynamite. Did you watch Dynamite this week, Red?
Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I did.
All right. Well,
You want these thoughts? Do you
well,
want
I
these
think we
sugary
just have
thoughts?
to go through because again, we've got a lot to get through. So we have to just give me your peak and give me your valley.
Okay, my woo.
Yeah.
My big old woo for I don't have any big old woos, Roy, but the closest to a big old woo is the graphic that you have right there. It's
That's
Hobbs.
what I same,
Hobbs,
same.
just because I want Hobbs to do well and I want Hobbs to be successful, even though I do feel that this is the weakest way to move him forward. The weakest way you could possibly do to give him for it is this is the laziest thing. It's just like, oh, let's just throw a bunch of guys in the match, put no thought into Power Hobbs for weeks, zero thought for weeks, and then do this laziest, weakest way to get him up. And honestly, if he doesn't win the TNT championship, he's just going to go off to nowhere again. But if he does, which is stupid because it's just all of it's stupid. All of it's stupid. But
I
yeah,
don't disagree. I
Powerhouse
don't
Hobbs gets
disagree
that
with
big
that.
old woo.
I think they have been doing stuff with him, but again, like you have to be paying attention. Like he's been doing a series of vignettes about like his life. Um, but they haven't really been at the forefront of the programming. And also, yeah, and I agree with you. This is how they do it. And it's kind of weak booking. Like when Hangman won the poker chip because he disappeared for a while because his wife had a baby and then he came back and immediately got a title match. Like all those kinds of things. It's like very forced. Like you can make it organic, but also like you back yourself into a corner here because Hobbs is a heel, and if Joe beats Wardlow at the pay per view, which we'll get into, then if Hobbs wins, he's beating a heel, and he's already a heel.
It
Or if
doesn't matter.
Wardlow wins, then Wardlow has a 3-day title reign, and Hobbs wins. Hobbs beats him, so you hurt Wardlow. But then if Hobbs loses, which I think there's a good chance Hobbs will lose, and they only did this for like the hometown pop because he was in his hometown in San Francisco. It doesn't. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but what's your if that's your peak, what's your valley? If that's your woo, what's your what?
Everything casino.
So your woo and your what's the same, pretty much.
Everything casino, but also the tag casino was just as bad.
Oh yes, yes. So
There's
anything
it was
multi-man
a
also.
double casino, which basically I tuned out for two large sections of the night
Yeah.
because the casino
There
ladder
was some good
match.
stuff in that ladder match.
The thing is, like, just because there's a couple good sequences in the ladder match doesn't make it easy to watch.
Sure.
Like, am I gonna want like I don't know, but the main thing is that Danhausen and Orange Cassidy won, which I think is just stupid if you're trying to get any momentum in this tag division.
Yeah, it's interesting because the story is really about the Guns and the Acclaimed. Like that's the storyline. But I guess you
Hmm.
can't have them, meaning the Guns are going to win this match, which is, again is unfortunate because the thing is like Tony Khan, the way he's doing things is like you get a lame duck champion like the Guns. The Guns are lame ducks. They are going to lose to the Acclaimed. Like they're not going to have a long title run. Like, but Tony Khan wants you to believe that they're going to have a long, difficult title reign. And like for years, you've seen Vince like book someone as champion and then they lose the title like a week later or 2 weeks later, or like tag champs or US, whatever. That happens, but at least he just owns it and goes with it. And I'm not saying it's good, but like Tony Khan tries to make us believe that like this is going to be a long, fruitful reign, even though we all know that they're sitting ducks and that something else is going to happen. When in reality, because we weren't on the air, we weren't on the airwaves for this. The Acclaimed shouldn't have lost. And it's the only time in the history of AEW I have seen every show AEW has ever produced that has either been on pay-per-view or television. I've not watched Dark and all the YouTube stuff,
You've never
but
watched Dark?
I have, but not every episode.
Okay, yeah.
I had to watch the first episode of Elevation so I could hear Big Show on commentary. That was good. That was all I needed.
This is a show for a big size giant. What a big appetite I have for being such a big giant. That's his almost
That's
commentary.
really good. Um,
Good thing,
I've
Tony.
I've never heard a crowd die like I heard a crowd die when the Guns won the titles. Like they weren't angry, they were just silent and confused.
Yeah.
So
They were, but it's just like I don't. The tag division's completely lost. It's gone.
I don't think that's true, but
Well, it
okay.
is. Well, but like the thing is that they neutered the acclaimed. The
Well, that's the
acclaimed.
problem.
And that was their entire tag division.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't
Is
know if
there
that's
anyone
true.
else?
I do think the Guns are a viable tag team. I think Jay
Not a
Lethal and
tag
Jeff
team
Jarrett
champion.
are a tag team.
Giving them the titles is like,
They
no
shouldn't have done
offense,
that.
giving Kai and Tai the tag team titles.
I don't know
You
if it's
don't.
as bad as Kai and Tai.
They've won no matches. They were jokes for
Well, it's
years.
like
They
giving
were
the
jokes
Hardy
for years.
Boys,
They were jokes for years up until the last 6 months, where they still didn't win any matches. Like
but
it's just
it's like, but
it's
no, I mean they beat FTR. They beat FTR.
okay. They beat FTR.
But I'm saying it's like giving like the Hardy Boys the tag team titles in like 1997. Like they aren't ready. They aren't there yet. We don't know them. We don't trust them. They don't have the credibility to beat
96.
an over tag team. Like you're the anchor of your tag team division right now, which is the acclaimed.
Yeah, I guess this is 1997, 1996 WWE tag teams is AEW. That's their tag team division. They got a lot of headbangers.
Oh, so you're talking like
The ending days of the Godwins,
the
the ending
Smoking
days
Guns.
of the Smoking Guns. We have some comments here. We have a lot of things, and I am not saying that, Woodsy. I am not saying that.
What? What's
I'm
he
not
say?
saying.
Oh.
Hassan Terrell says, I saw the last night, Wednesday night too. AEW Revolution pay-per-view is coming up tonight, and we're going to talk about it, Hassan.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. Hassan writes, yesterday I vote 4 matches and it was good, and I watched UFC last night. Let us know how the UFC was.
Oh
Who
yeah, I
won?
heard something about John Jones. I don't know who that is though. I just
John
saw
Jones
something
wants
about it.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be great. Brooklyn Bleak is in the chat. Brooklyn Bleak. Uh,
It's Brittany, bitch.
Brooklyn
Let's
Bleak
go.
says Top Flight.
Top Flight. Good call.
No, but no, that's not a good call because again, they mean
But they're
nothing.
still a good tag team.
I know, but
You can
Top
build
Flight,
them up though. You can't
but
build up.
you can't if there's no one to build them up against. Who are you building them up against? People need to climb,
They're
and if they have no
still
one to
tag teams. They just need to
who,
establish those tag teams better.
to establish tag teams, they need to fight credible tag teams. The credible tag teams that we have are FTR and the Young Bucks. Young Bucks are in a trios deal. FTR are gone. There are no other credible tag teams in the division.
Let's get back Santana and Ortiz. What's going
But
on
do you
here?
agree with that?
Plus the
Is
Lucha
there?
Brothers.
No, they're not.
Yep. I'm sorry. The Lucha Brothers aren't a credible tag team. What's wrong
Fine,
with you?
they're there. But fine, fine. They're in the trios deal.
They're not.
Yeah, exactly.
They're wrestling in a trios match, but they're not in a
God, I'm
trios
so
deal.
stupid. I
All
hate it
right.
all.
We got to move on.
Woodsy says
Let's
Double
keep
J and
going.
Lethal winning, calling it now.
All right, Woodsy.
Honestly, they
That's
are the
aggressive.
most credible tag team in the division.
I think the Bucks are gonna or the Guns are gonna retain.
Yeah. But we have to move on, I guess.
Is those all the comments?
Yeah, that's all the comments. Brooklyn Bleak seconds what Woodsy said. So
Which
they're
is
saying
something you can't
Double
say.
J and Lethal. No, Double J and Lethal winning. So Brooklyn Bleak and Woodsy are don't look. You're not.
I'm trying to see the thing that Woodsy,
He said he talked about Cody being the MLK of the division. I'm just like, why do you determine, Roy? I would have told you later.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we got to move on. So that was
Yeah.
well. I also just want to say real quick, I like the main event segment. I think MJF has been completely overexposed in this whole thing. I think MJF is completely overexposed right now. So I liked this go home segment with him and Danielson because he didn't talk. Danielson just cut him down.
Is that your woo?
That's my biggest woo. That and Hobbs are my biggest woos. Although, yeah. I think I'm not saying he's on my favorites list, but I want to give credit where credit is due. Big Bill has worked really hard to get himself in good shape and be a good hand. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Big Bill looks ripped. That's
Yeah.
good. No, I agree.
Good for
He
Big
looks
Bill.
good, Jim. He looks good.
I just,
What's your what?
A lot of what you just described. I think Danhausen and Orange Cassidy winning that battle royal sucks.
It's
I think
insulting.
I think it's a WWE move. Like when it comes to like tag divisions, it sucks. I think that sucks. I think
Orange Cassidy has never meant less.
I don't know if I agree with that though. I think Orange Cassidy is the workhorse of AEW. He's really him and Moxley are just every week they're out there, they're wrestling, they're grinding, they're doing their thing. So I give them credit for that.
But the thing is,
And he has good matches.
The same matches.
He needs to develop his character more.
He's not, but
he is slightly.
What the backpack?
He's starting to get a little more angry. He's starting to show a little more emotion. It's starting to happen.
He needs a drastic change. In my
he's still popular. People still love him. He still draws.
Well, let's talk about something positive, like Ring of Honor. Is that the next one on the text sheet?
We can go to.
Is that the text sheet?
I was saying Impact was.
Am
next.
I skipping? Okay. No, okay. That's why I skipped it.
We're gonna go to Impact real quick, and the reason we're gonna go to Impact, I'm only gonna talk about one thing on Impact, and then so Ijaz, if you want to go to the Impact slide there. First of all, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time in a long time, we want to start giving some love to Impact Wrestling. Woodsy.
Oh, we have some comments here. Should
y'all
we go
both love? Yeah. Go to the comments.
Brooklyn Bleak says Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, or bring in foreign teams from Ring of Honor or Forbidden Door 2 is coming up. Top Flight versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Love it.
That'd be great. I'd love that. Hassan writes John Jones versus Lesnar. Wow, that'd be great. Let's go. You know who's in the chat, Roy?
Who's in the chat?
Big Joe Redlids.
Oh, Big Joe's here.
Joe writes, assuming the Elite are losing tonight, then there'll be background players till either Kenny or Elite or both head to the Fed. Ooh.
Kenny's not going anywhere. I'm shocked that wasn't in your news, which I appreciated because I was going to literally jump out a window if we had to talk about it.
He would never, ever go to WWE.
So it's not even worth.
It's not even news. It's a lie.
I do think they'll lose tonight, and I hope they do.
Brooklyn Bleak says, "Oh, what about Kingston quitting AEW during or after the?" We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about.
Yeah, but we're going to get into that in a minute.
Woodsy is Cassidy still All Atlantic champ? I don't even know anymore. Yeah, it's in his backpack. Don't worry, he's holding on to it. And keeping it away from anyone potentially foreign. Joe writes, Kingston has moved over the Ring of Honor because that's still a thing. We will talk about that, Joe, and we will talk about Ring of Honor. You should wait for that. Hassan says, I saw Impact last Thursday and was cool. Roy, talk to us about the Impact.
Yeah, I just want to take a quick
transition,
second.
Hassan.
Yeah, really great. I really like the format of Impact shows, and the reason their format is the way it is because I think they have a smaller roster, so they have to utilize everybody that's on the roster. And I think they should take a note. I think Ring of Honor should take a note from Impact and start structuring their shows that way. We start the Impact show with Chris Bay and Ace Austin of the Bullet Club, and they are a tag team, and they're both talented dudes. And they get 5 to 10 minutes in the ring cutting a promo. And again, they're young, they're green, they don't have a ton of experience on television cutting promos, especially live in the ring. And it's not perfect, but it's exactly what you need to help grow your talent. And Impact is so good. And Scott D'Amore, they recognize, I'm listening to the Jeff Jarrett podcast right now about when he comes back to TNA in 2017, right before essentially Scott D'Amore takes over and Don Callis. And
the Ed Ferrara to Scott D'Amore is Vince Russo.
God, yeah. Yikes. And I think they recognize who they are. They're not trying to be anything they're not. They recognize that a lot of their talent will be there for short periods and go to other places. So for the younger guys, they want to give them the time to build their confidence, build their skill set. So that's exactly what happens. They come out, they cut a promo, they challenge the Motor City Machine Guns to a tag team title match. And then in the main event, tag team title match, they win. So Ace Austin and Chris Bay are the new Impact Tag Team Champions. They had a great main event. Also, the Motor City Machine Guns are still awesome and really talented. And I just think it's good. I mean, they do their best to focus on the positives and hide the negatives in Impact.
Impact,
with the exception of Bully Ray.
And what do you mean by that?
He's a big fat negative, and he's all over the place. So
I think he's good. Well, at least what I've seen. But the thing is with Impact, they have a good structure to the show because they have good wrestling minds structuring the show. The talent can be a little iffy at times. The talent,
they get what they can get.
They get what they can get. But you know what? The additions of Santino Marella, Bully Ray, I think those are all positive additions to help the talent. Honestly, Bully Ray versus Jordan Grace is money in the bank. I can't wait for that match to one day happen because he keeps what they do for women on Impact is amazing.
That's true.
They make them a part of every. They are on the level with everyone else, and it doesn't feel pushed or forced or awkward. It feels natural because Jordan Grace can fucking go.
Well, and also Mickie James has a 5 to 10 minute in-ring segment every show.
Yeah,
she's in the ring. She's doing promos,
and they're all comfortable there. So like, there's some real great stuff. We have some comments here. Woodsy says Jones would make Brock tap in 3 minutes. I will say this officially. Maybe he could knock him out, but no one in the world will ever make Brock Lesnar tap. You have to out-wrestle him. You have to out-wrestle him. And Brock Lesnar, with his size and strength, you will never out-wrestle him. If he tries to make him tap, Jones is losing every single one of his arms. Brooklyn Bleak says, yes, Impact, more attention, but I haven't watched this week's episode. You and me both, brother. We'll watch this week. I'm going to watch tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to watch Revolution tonight?
I'm going to watch Impact tonight. Right. I missed No Surrender predictions, and it was good, but I watched the Fallout. I didn't see No Surrender. Did you see No Surrender?
I haven't seen No Surrender.
I
haven't seen it.
We're getting more into Impact, Hassan.
Mike Bailey also fought Shane Hastings on this week's show, and it was good. Mike Bailey's awesome.
We're going to talk more about Impact in the coming weeks. Don't worry, Hassan. We're not losing you. Okay, yeah, I agree. What's your biggest what of the show, Impact?
The backstage bully. There was a backstage bully Ray segment that I really hated. Where,
listen here, I'm bully Monaco Ray.
He threw coffee. I'm taking a picture of my dog who's laying in a very strange position right now.
Lord Roy, we're already off the rails. Where's my dog noise?
Look at this. Can you see it?
That's very cute. We're going to post that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Can we post that on Instagram, Roy?
Sure, of course.
Can she be our Hall of Fame winner?
Yeah. So Bully Ray throws coffee in Tommy Dreamer's face, like hot coffee.
He loves
in Tommy
doing
Dreamer's
that.
Face. Yeah. And No Surrender.
You get coffee in your eyes.
There's like a backstage. There's a doctor backstage with Santino Marella, and Santino's like, how's the Tommy Dreamer doing? That's what he sounds like. And the doctor's like, he suffered some minor burns to his face, but he'll be okay. And Bully Ray shows up and he's like, is Tommy Dreamer dead? And the doctor's like, no, he just had some burns. He's fine. He's like, is he dead? He's like, well, it's just burns on his face. He's okay. Is Tommy Dreamer gonna live? Yeah, he's gonna live. Well, good, because I'm gonna kill him. It's just like, all right.
That's great.
Yeah, honestly, really good.
Do you hear how entertaining that was? Hassan wrote something that I think is passive aggressive. So you guys not losing my comment? What does that mean?
What comment?
Did we miss a comment? Let us know. But we have to keep. But let us know, Hassan. We don't want to miss your comment. Can we talk about Ring of Honor? Because I have a lot.
Yeah. So we're going to transition into Ring of Honor. So Ijaz, hit that Ring of Honor slide. Let's get talking about it. So this is the first ever episode of Ring of Honor. Just like almost as big a debut as the first episode of Turnbuckle Time.
Roy, what would you say is my thoughts on Ring of Honor, if you were to guess?
It's the same thing as AEW. It doesn't feel different. It doesn't feel like a different product.
It feels like a completely different product.
Wow.
And I love it.
Yeah, it's fun, right? It's a fun show.
I loved that show. I have critiques.
Sure.
I have critiques.
What was your biggest woo of the
biggest night? Woo? Well, I'm going to say biggest match woo is Sky Blue and Madison Rayne versus Charlotte and Robin Renegade. The reason for it is because it's the first women's tag team match in the AEW umbrella. The A&E umbrella. The first one.
It's the first women's tag.
That was good.
Mean? Come on.
Because they keep putting these women's tag team. They keep, like, for instance, like Sky Blue and Madison Rayne obviously have a chemistry with each other. Charlotte and Robin, they're a tag team.
Yeah.
They add two real tag teams going at it rather than two makeshift tag teams that they've only fought together on TV before. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I would argue that that's incorrect, but I'm not going to go down.
No, but path. Like, for instance, like the Ty and Anna Jay, Ty and Anna Jay have only worked on TV matches. I've only worked on TV matches. They didn't work the indies. They didn't go to things. They've never done that before. It's only since AEW. They're only doing it on AEW. And and if they have, they put them in tag team matches where they're ripping. There's like stipulations which they don't know how to do. This was a solid fucking tag team match, and already I am so stoked. I'm just like, if they have a women's tag championship, just keep it on Ring of Honor. Just keep it on Ring of Honor, and I would love that. That was a great match. Every match felt important, even though some of them were too long. But I thought it was great, and I think honestly the main event should have been Takeshita versus Josh Woods.
Yeah, I thought that's why that's the picture is of Takeshita, because I thought that was a great match, and I thought it was a good showcase for Josh Woods. And like I told you
What's
last
your woo?
night,
What's your woo before we
my
get to
biggest woo is that
West?
match. That's
Okay.
my biggest woo of the night is that match. I thought that match was great. I thought the main event was great too, and I agree that I like that women's tag match. I also like the Willow match too. I think Willow's awesome.
Yeah, Willow's great.
My only gripe, my what, and this is an overall what, is you've overexposed a lot of these guys as undercard talent on AEW. So that puts a damper on the night. Like, for example, Josh Woods. I saw him get his ass kicked like multiple times over the last few months. He's going to wrestle tonight on the Revolution pre-show and get his ass kicked again. So like, and Mark Sterling, was in the show throughout. All of his guys were wrestling throughout the show. And they, in my head going into it, like if I'm just a casual wrestling fan watching the show for the first time, because I like AEW and whatever, I look at all these guys, I'm like, all these guys, I see them get their asses kicked all the time. Why do I care? That's my problem. Like you've overexposed a lot of these other guys. So I kind of, everything becomes more predictable. But like the Mark Briscoe match, for example, against Slim J, I like Slim J. I think it was a good match. I think Briscoe had a good match. Should have been shorter, but I knew immediately going into it, oh, this guy Slim J is a jobber because he's only ever lost matches.
Yeah.
You know, but like give me fresh guys. Like if you just bought these guys, gave them contracts, whatever, and kept them on ice for 6 months while you were getting this ready to go, it would have been so much more of an exciting program. For that
they
reason.
Didn't even need to. When did they purchase Ring of Honor? When was Ring of Honor purchased? Like, so last March, April, something like that?
Right before this pay-per-view, because CM Punk talks about it.
Why did it take a year for it to get here? Because Tony Khan was dead set on getting it on TV first.
Right.
And the thing is, if he could have bought it and started Ring of Honor TV on Honor Club that month. It's not a terribly hard concept to do, you know. It's a very easy for his production scale to accomplish, especially if you just bought a product and you're not going to make any profit on it for a year.
Yeah.
Essentially. Well, there's some pay-per-views.
Well, there were some pay-per-views and they made good money.
No, they did not.
I mean, they did good money compared to what
Ring of Honor
was doing.
Ring of Honor, but like it's not making the profit back on what he spent. Like, but
that's why he's probably got all these guys on AEW TV. He's got to make money with them.
Imagine if you debuted it, right? You waited a few months. You bought it in April. You waited till the summer, and then you had the opening show. Have Claudio, Samoa Joe, Eddie Kingston, all those people that you saw on there, and then Samoa Joe and Claudio for the first time.
Yeah, and they've still never
wrestled each other. Imagine, no, but not even like them facing each other. But I'm just saying on the show debuting for AEW,
which was the goal.
But like I'm saying, like instead of ever putting them in the Combat Club, or ever putting them on these things, just having them debut in this company, and have them help build it. But I'm gonna try and wipe away the past year.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was a good show, and I'm excited for it. And though I will say, AR Fox, my biggest what is AR Fox should not have gotten that much offense on the champion. I don't even think it should have been a match with Claudio. I think Claudio should have come out there and just talked. But I will say, I have a thought. I want Cesaro and Eddie Kingston, because Eddie Kingston's now over here. I want Cesaro and Eddie Kingston to have their match, and I want Cesaro to cheat to win.
Yeah, well, he's definitely going heel.
I feel it, right? Okay,
yeah,
good.
They're both going heel for
sure. You know who should manage him?
Who?
Stokely.
Yeah. AEW has all these. This is my issue. AEW has all these managers, and they're all jobbers. They're all jobber managers. We need a manager that's like a leader. We need, like, Bobby Heenan was a top heel. Like, let's go. Stokely can be a top heel for you. Let's do it. And he was supposed to be a top heel with Punk.
We got something real cool. We got Pirate Johnson in the chat. Pirate says, this better be a good as usual. I just hopped over here from CVV interviewing Bully Ray. What's CVV?
Is he dead?
Are you trying to get
Bully Ray
us hopped up, Pirate?
Yeah, let's go.
But you did. We love you,
Pirate. Hey,
Big
Pirate. What's a pirate's favorite letter?
Don't do it, Roy.
What? What's a pirate's favorite letter? That's what I thought, but 'tis the sea.
You did such a good job. There's no way I could have guessed what was going to happen.
There you go,
just
pirate.
lose myself? Did I just lose myself?
No, you're there. You're there. You're there.
We have a lot of comments here I missed. Brooklyn Bleak says, I haven't seen TK's Ring of Honor yet, but I'm hyped to see it now. Is an hour two.
It's two. It is two, but it flies by. There's a ton of matches.
But it really should be 1 hour.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it would be 1 hour too.
Pirate says, Britt and Chelsea Green, wondering if they'll ever tag again, even though I'm not much of a fan of either. Don't really care. They're both doing their own thing, right?
They are doing their own thing, although I don't like what Chelsea Green's doing necessarily. Also, is she still on TV? I don't know. She's doing a Karen angle where she's like, "You better, I'm going to call your manager." That's like,
I kind of like it. She could do it.
Somebody's got to do it. Might as well be her.
Pirate Johnson says, Jeff Hardy's Willow was actually about the only time I like that self-destructive drug addict. Are you referring to Jeff Hardy or the character of a self-destructive drug addict? Because I could name a few.
It's both, yeah.
Woodsy says, I would love the All Atlantic to move to Ring of Honor since it seems like it would be a revolving door of talent that goes over all the indies. Yeah. Smart.
Also, Zack Sabre Jr. wrestled on this show. It was a good match against Blake Christian.
It was a good match.
Zack Sabre Jr. was awesome.
Honestly, I think, this was a great match, and I'm excited for it.
And I think there's going to be a lot of NJPW involvement, which is good.
Pirate says, is there any real relevance to naming a title after a specific geographic region, though? Not anymore.
No,
there used to be.
Doesn't make any sense.
It used to make sense.
Sure,
you know?
Of course.
In territories, when you were the North American title holder, and you had a European one because every now and then you did a European tour, that made sense.
Sure.
Pirate Johnson says the title never gets exclusively defended in that area, except kind of with the NXT UK title. Do they still have that? The UK title's dead.
It's dead.
Brooklyn Bleak says Chris Van Vliet. What does that mean?
Oh, Chris Van Fleet. He's a guy. He's a guy who does interviews. Yeah. He's okay. I think he's kind of corny, but he does a good job.
CVV.
Yeah, Chris Van Fleet. Yeah.
Oh, fuck that kid.
He does an okay job.
Yeah, fuck him. Thank you for coming over, Pirate Johnson. I really appreciate it. Joe writes, Pirate Johnson, no relevance to the geo-specific titles, just an excuse for more, really. Can't wait for the Behind the Alley on 4th Street title. So much prestige. I'm not sure. What are you trying to say? Behind the Alley?
He's saying he can't wait for a title that's called the Behind the Alley of 4th Street title.
Oh,
yeah.
Good job, Troy. One of what actually I thought was interesting with Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah,
they play up the he has the NJPW television title.
Yeah, which is an interesting gimmick.
That they just play up the time limit.
Yeah, because that's what it is. You have to defend the title in 15 minutes or less. That's the rule of that title.
It should be 10 minutes.
That's even better.
No, maybe not for them, but like for the TNT title, it should be like, this is a TV title. So we have a 10-minute time limit. Like you have to win this in 10 minutes. And how exciting would those matches be?
How do you feel about the design of his belt?
A little, yeah, I don't like it.
It's weird. Yeah,
I don't like it. It's a little weird. Also, I find it a little weird that there's the Japanese belts have English letters on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't you find that a little odd?
That's fair. I think that title might be designed for America. Like they're the American branch of New Japan. I could be wrong though.
But I would prefer, if it says New Japan, have it be in Japanese characters. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
we got to keep rolling. We
have to keep rolling.
AJS, hit that SmackDown graphic. Let's talk about SmackDown. Red, SmackDown's all you.
Woo, well put together show. Just a well put together show. Even though it wasn't, ball releasing. I don't know. I was gonna say ball busting, but I was just like,
it's a ball buster.
It wasn't so a can't miss show, but it's a huge step in the right direction of having non-boring wrestling shows. This show was not boring. Besides my which is Bobby Lashley and Uncle Howdy.
Sure.
I can't do this anymore. I can't.
You see, it's not your news. I should have put this in your news. Did you see that? Well, we'll get into it later.
But I just can't do this, though.
Yeah.
I can't do this Uncle Howdy stuff. I can't do this Bray Wyatt stuff anymore. And honestly, Bobby Lashley, I am bored unless he's with MVP.
Yeah, totally.
But SmackDown was a well put together show.
Yeah.
Roy, what was your woos and whats?
Woo is the Cody Roman Reigns promo. Everything about it was really excellent. I don't know if I love Cody in this segment because I think there's calm, cool, collected Cody. Then there's like Cody getting riled up, and then there's passionate Cody. There's these 3 levels of Cody.
There's 3 levels of Cody.
He often skips the middle level and goes right to like fired up Cody. So it feels a little disingenuous when he gets fired up. So when he's like, I have to exist. He
Yeah,
gets really into it very quickly. He doesn't
that's a very
tune it
good
up
point,
all the
actually.
way. But I really did enjoy it. I think Roman Reigns was next level. Like next level cool in this promo. Didn't give a fuck. Was just making jokes. Like it wasn't even making jokes. He was just his
Telling the
tone was
truth.
not intense. Yeah, his tone was
Yeah.
very as a matter of fact and very much like he's not intimidated or nervous around Cody. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, your dad doesn't think you existed. I don't think you exist. And it's excellent. Very
And
good job.
honestly, like Roman Reigns, I get why people cheer him.
Yeah. It took him
Like
a
he's
long time
just
to get
like,
here, but that's not his fault.
but he's just so cool.
Yeah.
He's just the
Yeah.
coolest, maybe one of the coolest wrestlers right up there with Scott Hall.
Yeah, I think he's the coolest face of the company since Austin.
No,
Cena
no, but
wasn't
like
cool.
I
Cena
wouldn't
worked
say
too
that,
hard to be cool.
but I wouldn't say that Austin's cool.
Austin was
Like,
cool.
no, Austin's badass,
Yeah, but
but
he
he's
was
not
cool.
cool. Like he's not the cool. I mean, like as in
Like,
just like
yeah, too
cool.
cool.
Like honestly, you want if you hang out with Stone Cold character, too tense.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
little.
fair.
He's not
That's
very
a fair
cool.
point. Yeah, and I don't think The Rock was very
You're
cool
getting
either.
kicked out of the restaurant. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that much. But like Razor, you're getting free dinner.
Yeah, I think The Rock was smooth, but The Rock wasn't cool.
No, but like I
I
think
think Scott Hall was cool.
Scott Hall was
Yeah,
cool.
you're right.
Kevin Nash tries a little hard.
But I think Kevin Nash was cool too.
No, Kevin Nash is cool. Oh no, God, yeah, of course, cool. He's big, sexy. But like I'm talking about like the cool tiers. I'm
Yeah.
thinking Scott Hall's number one on the
Yeah.
coolest
Yeah.
wrestlers of all time. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
naturally oozed cool. I'm thinking Roman Reigns at number two, if
He's
not,
up there.
he's getting
He's
to
up there.
Razor because yeah, but he beat Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
He beat Kevin Nash.
It depends. It depends
Come
on
on now.
what year. It depends on what year.
All right, we'll have to discuss this. This will, you know what? This will be a future Roy's top 10 coolest wrestlers.
Yeah.
We have Brooklyn Bleak says, did they do the plan on bringing back former Ring of Honor people like PJ Black or Ray Horace? Let Bandito go back to Ring of Honor and possibly get Commander after he's done in Mexico. Dragon League could have been used.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Bandito?
He's assigned with the company.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, where the fuck is Bandito?
Let's put him on ice for a little bit.
He's been on ice for 2 months.
Yeah, let him continue being on ice because, like, let this next pay-per-view go, this next Ring of Honor, and then have him come back after you see where the cards are settled. We don't have to have every single person on every single show.
I agree.
And he's
with
important, and he's important, and I want him to stay important. I want him to, but like, I think he's a title level, like he's the Ring of Honor title level. And right now, it's Eddie and Claudio.
Yeah.
Let them kind of settle some things. Let them have a feud, and then slowly pepper in Bandito to kind of be in that level. Because also, there's too many faces in the Ring of Honor.
You're not wrong. You're not.
There's
wrong.
only one heel, and that's going to be Claudio, and he hasn't been established yet.
Well, there's some other heels.
But there's
Samoa Joe's a heel. Samoa Joe's a heel, and so is
I'm going to say main event heel.
Well, Ember Moon should be a main eventer. I just can't remember her. Athena. Yeah.
But I'm talking about like
But she should lose, by the way. She should lose that title and get involved in that. She should drop the belt to Willow. Willow should stay. Hold on. Willow should stay on Ring of Honor and build up the women's division in Ring of Honor. And Athena should go be with Toni Storm and Paige.
Oh no, I think Athena is. I like Athena in Ring of Honor.
I like Athena, but I want more Athena. I want to give Athena more higher profile things.
Let her be. Honestly, if you want her to be higher profile and look better, have her stay on Ring of Honor right now because it like AEW is doing no one any favors. No one does any favors over there. Honestly, we'll talk about it in the news, but we'll talk about the news.
Yeah, well, we got to roll to the news. We got to roll to this. Jess, I know there's a Rampage graphic.
Yeah, thank God we're skipping that.
We can just skip over that. My only piece for Rampage is that Keith Lee looks great.
Keith Lee looks great. But can I just read the rest of the comments?
Read the comments, and then we'll move to the news.
Yeah, let's move to the news. I like that we're skipping Rampage. It feels good. Pirate Johnson with the regional belts using championship cups would be a lot better, in my opinion.
Cups.
Yeah, that would be something like the crown and scepter for King and Queen of the Ring. But since Vince isn't out of creative, no Asia Gong champ. I'm not sure what that means. Not sure what that means, Pirate. Cody, then Pirate writes, Cody, England sucks because I have a mixed race daughter. This was about the only real bad promo he's done since first leaving WWE. Lol, I still don't know who the fuck the other guy in that mini feud was. Wait, what? Cody, England sucks because I have a mixed. Was that his? That was him versus Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah, that was him versus Ogogo.
And I don't think he said it like that, but he definitely
said
was
that was about the only really bad promo he's done since first leaving WWE. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I agree with that. Parrot Johnson. Yeah. Woodsy says Reigns is up there with Macho and coolness right now. Again, I don't know if Macho was ever cool.
Hey, did you? I got a promo sent to me of Macho's real quick where he says, I went and saw a psychiatrist. It was a lady. Have you ever seen this promo?
No.
He said, it was a lady. And she said, I got OCD, that I'm OCD. One cool dude. It's great.
Yeah, wait. Honestly, he was pretty OCD. Yeah. The thing is, honestly, I wouldn't ever call Macho cool. Like you take him to a restaurant, you run the risk of everyone being mad at you.
I think DDP's kind of cool.
No, he's not.
I think he is.
Hey, you guys are super great. We're all super great here. Like, it's just like, what's this?
You know who's cool? You know who's cool? Edge. Edge is cool. Young Edge. I don't know about now Edge, but like Edge and Christian were cool.
Christian is cooler than
Christian's
Edge.
Still cool.
Christian's cool. Christian's cool. Pirate Johnson said, I actually really like seeing Roosh in matches. Kind of sucks that Dragon Lee went to NXT, but honestly, I like Roosh as a singles.
That Roosh Danielson match was awesome.
Honestly, oh my god,
I got some sun going too.
Put it on my chest.
On the space.
It looks like I'm in space. Like. Right. Fire Johnson says, who is the ex-WWE Lucha that just debuted for AEW? I remember them being in Lucha House Party. Metalik?
Yeah, Metalik.
Let me close this a little bit.
Metalik. Yeah, he wrestled in Ring of Honor. He wrestled somebody on this most recent Ring of Honor show.
Yeah, he was great. Oh, was he great? I did watch it, but I forget who he wrestled right now.
He was underutilized in WWE for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Pirate says, I was saying that Vince would be his usual self if he made regional championships like that. He'd do stuff like Mexican sombrero title. Probably.
Yeah, sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Let's get to the news. Let's do
a news. Okay. That's the transition song for the news.
That's good. That's really good.
No, let's have a real transition song.
Yeah,
let's
hit him up. Hit him up. There it is.
The news. Where did I go?
Jazz, can you go to the first segment?
Is it perfect?
The news.
Is that the segment on the news? That's SmackDown. Who knows?
Yeah, it's Sonya.
With Sonya. I'll maybe label these better. Would you prefer it in a WinZip file, Roy?
Whatever.
I don't know. Okay. The news is here. Okay, top news story of the day. Top news story of the week. We have Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville has no heat within WWE in the wake of her firearms possession. Did you hear about her firearms possession, Roy?
I did hear about it because I heard it was in Jersey.
Yeah, it was in Jersey. She got arrested for having a firearm without a permit in New Jersey. Did you just fart?
No. Vamp.
Maybe it was Jazz. We love you, Jazz. Everyone sound off for you, Jazz. Jazz is doing a great job. But yeah, no heat in WWE because last year she got invaded. She had a home invasion, so she's been extra precautious. She bought a gun, and no one's mad at her for protecting herself. And I don't think it's wrong to have a gun, but I do think it's wrong to bring it in your rental car. Right?
Yeah. I just got kombucha up my nose.
Oh no, that's the worst. SCOBY in the nose. It's gonna live there forever.
Jeez. Yeah. It's but yeah, I mean, she had a stalker. Her home was invaded in 2020, so she's been doing this ever since, which I don't blame her for.
Yeah, don't blame her
I don't
for
blame
it,
her for
and
it.
no one's
No.
mad at her. This was a light news week, to be honest. So this is
Well,
why.
I forgot about the Brock Lesnar piece that I wish we had
Well, we
discussed.
could talk about it at the
We'll
end, but
talk about it.
let's move on to the next piece of news. Any
Yeah,
comments
let's
there,
go to
Roy?
the no. It's hey, good luck, Mazel Tov.
We
Congratulations
like
on your
Sonya,
engagement, Sonya
and
Deville.
and we like Sonya Deville. I want Sonya
Yeah,
Deville to. She's great.
she's fun.
She's fun.
She's fun. Let's go to the next news there.
Next up, Jay
Jazz.
White. Jay White is officially a free agent. No confirmation yet on where he's going to be going. By the way, all of my news that I've gotten is from the Wrestling Inc. Because I'm a big Wrestling Inc. head. Nick Hausman. But we got Jay White's officially a free agent, and we don't know where he's going. But word has it everyone the WB's interested, and if I were him, I would not go to AEW.
Yeah, I don't think I would go to AEW either. And if I'm AEW, I wouldn't hire him just because there's so much. They just have too many wrestlers. They have too many things to do. He's not going to get any time to shine. I don't think Jay White's the type of guy who's going to go to WWE and be a main eventer immediately, but I think he has I think he's got the best shot in WWE to do some things.
He'd make a great Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, is that what that image was that you sent me?
Yeah, someone was
it
just
wasn't
like, you might be going.
It wasn't the right size, so I had to kind of got lost.
What size do we need? Square?
Yeah, a square image.
I'll try to find square images.
Yeah.
But the one you put in is actually no, I'm not gonna give you square images. That's funnier this way.
Yeah.
But there's just many more options.
Yeah.
And he has much more room to grow. And I keep thinking that the smartest thing that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens ever did was re-sign with WWE.
Well, especially them.
Yeah, but they re-signed when it was looking ugly. You know, like Sami Zayn was at the start of his feud with Johnny Knoxville. Kevin Owens was in this feud with Ezekiel. And like you're just like poor guys, you want to see them do better. And they re-signed in that time frame. And when they were like not looking good, but their foresight, maybe they didn't have that foresight, but like they stuck with it, and now they are the two most important people, two of the
3 to 5 biggest baby faces in the company.
Yeah.
Well, I also think too, you got to think. I mean, we don't have to get into that. I'm just trying to defend AEW and their choices here, and we don't have to get into it.
I say that they're like Sami Zayn is number 1 and Kevin Owens number 3.
Yeah, or 4.
Who's above him, you think? Cody's definitely above him.
Cody's definitely number 2.
If not a tight number 1.
I would argue that maybe Drew could be there. I think Edge could potentially be there. Yeah, I think those two.
We do have some comments. Woodsy says, "Free Sonya. She didn't do anything wrong." Damn right. Keep Sonya safe. That's our new hashtag. Keep Sonya safe. We have Pirate John. Are you reading comments, Roy?
Sorry, I am. I was trying to understand what the fuck Pirate Johnson just said.
Come on, dog.
I'm sorry.
Pirate Johnson says, since Subaru is the lesbian's favorite car, we need to know what specific firearm Sonya was in possession of. No kidding. I packed a taser to get ass wipe in the height of the pandemic. Not at all sure what you're talking about, Pirate Johnson, but we are an LGBTQ plus friendly show, and the Subaru is not the car for lesbians; it's the car for the LGBTQ community. That would be fair.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
It's a car for the LGBTQ community, not just lesbians like the car. We all like the car. Roy, would you get a Subaru?
The first car I ever drove was a Subaru.
I would get a Subaru in a second. They're reliable.
Yeah, I could load up a bunch of shit, throw my dog in the back, get walking.
Pirate Johnson said, "Is that Uncle Howdy pasted on Jay White?" No, it's Jay White pasted on Uncle Howdy. They look exactly the same. Is that Bo Dallas?
Yes.
Is it confirmed?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying it is.
How is that not confirmed yet? Woodsy says, "I just want Jay White versus Ilya Dragunov."
That would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Although honestly, you hate Jay White, so
I wish we talked about NXT for a little bit because I did watch a little bit of it.
Yeah,
and I will say, Tyler Bate and
Carmelo Hayes,
the had an amazing match on NXT. That's in the main event,
talented.
I think it was.
Super talented dudes.
That is the evolution in NXT. I am all for it.
Yeah.
I am all for it. Let that sit for let's put a few more people in. But if that's your main event this coming year, great.
Well, I think Carmelo Hayes is going to be on the main roster come after WrestleMania because he's been in NXT since the relaunch. He's been there for a couple of years. He's done everything he can possibly do. It's time to bring him up.
And Tyler Bate's ready.
Tyler Bate is awesome.
Tyler Bate is ready in this new look of this kind of like Tarzan look that he's got going on. And he's cool. Yeah. He's also cool.
Yeah.
Feel bad that Trent Seven's not there, but
yeah. Well, so speaking of Uncle Howdy, I'm going to pivot back to Uncle Howdy here. You know that Brock Lesnar turned down a match with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. And you know why he did that? This is a projection. I don't know if this is true. Because he sees all of that shit and he's like, I don't want anything to do with any of that mystical fucking bullshit. I don't care. Which is a shame. Because those two guys, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, awesome match. Could have a really good, fun, cool match.
Yeah.
Just as man versus man. No bullshit.
Yeah, but just almost. I'm just like...
Yeah, which is also a drag, too.
But I get it because Brock's just like, if I'm not able to get a huge match, I want a huge win.
Yeah. He's going to F5 him, and that'll be
He's going to F5 him. He's going to suplex him a lot, and he's going to F5 him a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lame.
But we have to keep moving on.
Yeah, let's keep moving on to the next one. Let's get to that next graphic there, you jazz.
What's the next one?
Stat.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're doing news still. Chris Statlander. This is some injury news. Still out and not looking to get back in. When she's still out with a torn meniscus and ACL tear after tearing the last one in her other leg. She's going to be out at least until the beginning of the summer. Honestly, that was a huge blow to the women's division, but if it means protecting Chris Statlander from a lot of the stuff that we've seen, like she was going to beat Jade, I guess, right?
I hope so. I hope she still does. And that's the thing that makes me nervous, though. That's the thing that makes me. I was going to try to keep this segment positive until you brought this up. I was going to try to not talk about this. I think one of the reasons why Jade has gotten so stale and why they've like drawn out this title reign and she's lost all momentum is because Tony Khan will not pivot and will not change his plans. So he's trying to like drag out Jade Cargill's winning streak and drag out Jade Cargill's title reign until she's healthy again, when they should just pivot, and Willow should have beaten her months ago and we should be on to something else at this point.
Honestly, Athena should have beaten her months
ago.
Should
have beaten her, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Athena should have beaten her months ago. Willow
she should have had a crazy title reign, and then Chris Stat could have beaten her.
Yeah.
And that would have meant even more. That's what you should have done.
But he's just so blindsided by the fact that he makes these promises to people and he refuses to go against them. He has to stop making promises.
I don't know if it's promises. I don't know if it's promises as much as like did you hear this interview? He did an interview on Mark Maron. He was on Maron's podcast. And
he was on Maron? Tony Khan?
Maron did a deep dive into AEW and interviewed like 5 or 6 different guys.
Oh, wow.
He interviewed Eddie Kingston. He did an interview with Colt. He interviewed Jericho. He interviewed Tony Khan. And Tony Khan basically alluded to this spreadsheet. He books off the spreadsheet.
Yeah. Oh, change the columns.
Yeah. And it's like, he's making a promise to himself. He's making a promise to that spreadsheet, not to people. He sticks to this spreadsheet. And that's the problem.
Everyone likes him as a person because he does keep his promises. He is painfully loyal. And so the thing is, like, and it's cool to be loyal, but you have to stop being so stubborn.
You can still get to where you want to go. It's still going to happen for you. You just have to like move the chess pieces around. It becomes stale very quickly when you're not a fluid booker.
We got some more LGBTQ talk. Pirate Johnson says, I wanted a Subaru Baja for several years, but recent Google searches involving lesbian and car show a bunch of Reddit questions about why Subaru calls themselves the preferred car of lesbians. Honestly, if that's the case, if Subaru is calling themselves that, I'm all for it. And honestly, I've always considered myself a little bit lesbian. Yeah. I've had plenty of lesbians tell me that like you're more lesbian than anyone I've ever met, and I dress like that too, and I feel good about it.
You do dress like a lesbian.
I do.
Stereotypes. If the stereotypes are true,
I'm basically a lesbian. Roy. Let's be honest. We're in the LGBTQ community world.
Sure.
I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
I'm a lesbian.
Hey, you could be whatever you want to be.
I should get
whatever you want to be.
Pirate Johnson says,
I believe the Subaru Baja is discontinued. I don't know if they make the Subaru Baja anymore.
Interesting. Pirate Johnson says,
upsetting. People like that car.
It's the lesbian car of the 2000s. Pirate Johnson says, I don't know. One of these things in the internet is to blame, I guess. Chris and Sheeta are the best female talents AEW has, in my opinion.
Who said that?
PJ.
Pirate Johnson is not incorrect about that. I think both of them are extremely talented and underutilized. I think Sheeta's underutilized.
No, but I think they have a lot of great talent. It's
also,
just
shout out to Riho. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, shout out to Riho. Shout out to her. Leave. No, I don't want to. It's just the fact is that she just has no good offense. She's never done a good offensive move.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Ashley, tell me the move that she did. I'd love to see it. Brooklyn Bleak says either beating Jade or Statlander versus Hater feud was starting up. Yeah, something like that, but who knows? Pirate Johnson says Marin's What the Fuck podcast. I like Marin, but the interview seems a little too out of his wheelhouse. Yeah, his
producer is with him. His producer is a big wrestling guy. You saw him at AEW.
Yeah, at the LA. Yeah, that makes sense now. I didn't realize. Brooklyn Bleak says, "Oh, I know Red was full of glee when Rio beat Hater."
Rio beat Hater. Rio beat Tony Storm.
Okay, yeah,
which was a pretty good match. It was weird, but
it's just stupid because Tony Storm is a powerhouse.
There was interference,
but she wrestles like no. But just the idea that Rio.
Let's keep going.
Pirate Johnson, fist bump to all fellow hetero male lesbians. I'm not hetero, dog. I'm not hetero.
Let's keep going.
Male.
Let's keep
I'm
going.
A lesbian though.
Let's keep going.
But hell, fist bump though, PJ. PJ.
PJ's trying his best. It seems
he's trying to fight. I know we love you, PJ. Mason was kind of too obviously not a fan of follower of pro wrestling. Marin was. Oh yeah, no,
Marin. Yeah, he's new. He's new to the whole thing.
Brooklyn Bleak says, yeah, mix up. Woodsy says, yeah, say that you a lesbian girl. Me too, Drake. Drake said, that's a Drake line. Yeah, say that you lesbian girl. Me too. Oh, God damn, I hate Drake. For Christ's sakes. We don't like Drake.
He's a groomer. Let's go to the next segment. Let's just go to the next segment.
Did you hear about that?
I'm not surprised. I didn't hear about that, but
we're going to get to Drake. That's going to be a new segment. But also, next slide, Vicky Guerrero. Just some news. Vicky Guerrero and Rebel look to be finishing up with the company soon. They have nothing to do with for Rebel because of all the things. And Vicky Guerrero was never used at all. Isn't that a shame?
No.
You don't like Vicky?
I think she's fine. I think of all of the managers that are underutilized in the company, she's not the number one that I would go with.
She was the only women's manager for women.
Yeah.
The only one.
Yeah. And she managed Nyla Rose.
Barely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she never managed anyone of like extreme consequence. Like, they never put Nyla Rose in any positions of prominence while she was being managed by Vicky Guerrero.
It's just a shame.
She was underutilized. I'm not saying she wasn't.
I'm just saying Vicky Guerrero is a heat-seeking missile. If you let her, she could really make people angry at her if given the opportunity. And it's just a shame. It just makes me sad because I was really excited when she came out.
Well, I like Rebel.
Yeah, Rebel. I like Rebel too, but honestly, it doesn't.
But they're baby faces. Yeah, they're baby faces now. It doesn't work. She was also started as like a hair and makeup person, so maybe she'll continue having that job.
Yeah. Hassan says, "Okay, I'm back in. Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God. Thank you so much, Hassan. We can be back. Ooh, we have a new listener here, Joe Smith, the Don.
Why
am I watching Weezer talk about wrestling? Weezer. Roasted.
Yeah, you got us. We're Weezer, all right.
Okay. I forgot that I have these noises.
Yeah, you have all the noises. Well, Joe Smith the Don is gone now.
Pirate Johnson says Jamie Hayter is like Tony Storm that doesn't nervously laugh at the end of all her own sentences. Does Tony Storm laugh at all her sentences?
I don't know, but I take back who said Sheeta and Chris Dad are the two most talented people in the AEW women's division.
Was that Bleak?
Because I take that back.
It was PJ,
Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, Jamie Hayter's there. Tony Storm's there.
Yeah, but Jamie Hayter. Let's go.
Okay.
The best.
Pirate Johnson says watch both of their Hey EW episodes. Yeah. I should. I haven't watched any of them. Woodsy says Vicky was in AEW. Isn't it sad, Woodsy? Isn't it sad? Pirate says Vicky managed Nyla Jax. for like
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Jax. Oh, are you trying to be a jerk, Pirate Johnson? I don't like that. Brooklyn Bleak says, "Do you think Marina Shafir has grown?" Come on.
I forgot she was around.
Yeah, we all did. Oh, but Pirate Johnson corrected it. Nyla Rose. Thank you. So we were all good. We're all good.
We're all good.
All good.
You
And I
want to go to the
read
next one?
whatever the thing says. Yes, and let's go to the last one here. No, second to last, third to last one. Miro and Scorpio Sky are still with the company.
Yeah, creative has nothing for them.
But they're healthy.
They are healthy.
This is a slow news week.
I miss Miro. I don't care about Scorpio Sky, but I miss Miro.
I miss Miro. Miro is great, but honestly, like I just don't let him go.
Yeah. Well, use him. The answer is to use him.
There's just too many people.
Then drop somebody else.
Who are we dropping?
Samoa Joe. Bring Samoa Joe to Ring of Honor full time and put Miro in that position.
Okay. But yeah, next thing here.
Yeah, let's go to the next one. FTR.
FTR. Oh, this is
good picture choice, by the way.
The observatory. Yeah, they're taking a shit.
That's when they had like butt itch or something. Something happened in WWE. Comments. They tried to embarrass him.
Yeah, they so basically FTR, they won Feud of the Year with the Briscoes on the observer deal. Yeah, it's just a shame. It's just a shame that the AEW doesn't recognize the team that they signed. Rather than the team that they refused to air on TV. So they thanked them on their social media. They thanked the Briscoes, but they didn't thank FTR. Did you see this, Rory?
I'd heard about it, yeah.
They congratulated the Briscoes, but not FTR. What does that look like to you?
Sour grapes, perhaps?
Do you think...
I just think, here's my thing. It's two
What do you mean sour grapes? Who's sour grapes?
AEW sour. Because... Dax has a podcast and is going on and like talking about all of this shit.
But he's being nice
about it. He's not really being that nice about it.
Yeah,
he's being honest. He's not being mean. He's just being honest.
Yeah, but he
talked about when they first arrived in AEW and about all these people that like weren't really friendly to them and like weren't very nice to them. And then he talked some shit about the Bucks along the way.
Did they?
And then a little bit. And then he talked about the Pinnacle most recently. He talked about the Pinnacle and how MJF didn't want to be in the Pinnacle and how, somebody asked him on that podcast, like, hey, if you have one regret about the Pinnacle, what is it? And he was like, being in it. I should have never been in it. Like all of those types of things where it's like, I just don't think active wrestlers who are under contract with the company should have a podcast because this type of stuff happens. But also AEW should have stepped in. There should be more of a conversation around it. There should be more happening there.
Yeah. That's just some interesting stuff. And I guess one piece of news that I forgot to put in, but you put in, which is good. The announcement of AEW All Access after Dynamite's.
Yeah.
It's going
Jazz,
to be.
You can go to that slide, by the way.
That next slide.
All Access slide.
It's going to be a kind of like a documentary style, behind the scenes style, and I believe the first episode is going to feature Adam Cole's return. Is this what AEW needs right now? A bigger glimmer into a backstage look? Is this the best use of an hour of programming for AEW?
I don't know if it's the best use for an hour of programming, but here's why I wanted to put this in the news, because I've been saying this for a very long time, and AEW dropped the fucking ball when they made MJF a heel. Okay, hear me out. It is easier to create a top heel than it is to create a top babyface. Simple, because the audience needs to organically get behind that top babyface. And top babyfaces draw and bring in money and get people excited. If you look at the ratings and you look at Cody and Sammy, they're ratings movers because they're top babyfaces. They're also ticket movers too. They don't have a top babyface. They just don't have it. They have MJF, who's their top heel, who right now is getting overexposed with all of his bullshit that he's been doing over the last couple of months, all the stories and all of this shit. It's too much. And it's one-dimensional. He's not growing. You want Orange Cassidy to grow and develop? MJF needs to grow and develop too. One. And two, they don't have a top babyface. The only glimmer of hope they have for a top babyface is Adam Cole. It's all they've got. So this show is a good spotlight on Adam Cole's journey back to the ring, these head issues and all of these things. Like, this is your opportunity to let the audience know who Adam Cole is, get to know him on a personal level, so you can hopefully make him into this top babyface. He doesn't need to win the title immediately. He doesn't need to feud with MJF immediately. But this is your guy. This has to be your guy now.
Roy,
Cody's gone.
The past 2 years, besides CM Punk, what top babyface was used well?
Good question.
None.
That's a good question.
None. They've never been used well. And any
I think Moxley was used well.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on that, but like any perspective ones that were being built up, absolutely squandered. MGF, his wheelhouse and what he feels comfortable with is being a heel. He knows how to get over and better as a heel. Why would you switch over to something that you've never done successfully, which is be a face, under a company that historically does not know how to create baby faces, has no idea how to create a baby face?
Because he was already being cheered, being himself.
Wardlow was already being cheered. Wardlow was already being cheered. There's plenty of examples. Hook was already being cheered. Like, everyone's already being cheered. If you can't keep them cheering, it makes them look worse. If you can't keep that going, Acclaimed were great.
They're still getting massive reactions.
Their reactions have dimmed
because they lost the titles, and that's not their fault.
But I'm not saying it would be MJF's fault either. I'm saying AEW would have killed MJF if they made him a face.
They're killing him now.
Oh no, he's stagnant, but he's not being killed.
When he comes back, or came back, and got a bigger babyface reaction than CM Punk in Chicago, that should have been assigned to you to make him a babyface. He could have been Stone Cold. He could have been the heel who's a babyface.
That would be nice to believe that could happen. I just don't think so. We got Woodsy saying Vicky is somehow a great face when she is allowed to look at the segment when she mud wrestled Steph in 2014. She was so over. You're right.
Is that true?
You know what? We should bring that back. We should bring Steph. Steph's available.
Stephanie is available. There's your number one baby face.
Brooklyn Bleak says Scorpio Sky has been backstage at Impact since Kaz went back.
I forgot Kaz went back to there.
Scorpio Sky should go over to Impact.
Yeah, win the title.
Brooklyn Bleak says, why not pick up that Miro versus House of Black thing again that they were doing? Didn't Miro get injured and that's why it stopped? No, I believe that Miro did some sort of Hollywood thing.
He did a Hollywood thing and then just never came back again.
Yeah. Brooklyn Bleak says Kenny Omega should be a top baby face if he could be a top baby face if he wanted. I don't think he can. Yeah. Hassan Terrell says, what's up, guys? I hope I will like the pay-per-view. I hope so too.
I hope so too.
You like it.
I hope you like it. I hope we all like it.
Brooklyn Bleak says, even though we'll talk about it in a sec, Brooklyn Bleak says, Adam Cole's redemption angle after injury, maybe that's point of this reality show.
Kind of feels that way right now.
Hassan Terrell says, and I hope I will enjoy it. I hope you do too. I love you, Hassan. You're a light.
What a guy.
Pirate Johnson, I miss you, Hassan. I really did. No, I really did. Gotta make my day. Pirate Johnson, is Tyson Tomko still alive? He could have countered Luchasaurus if he was paired with Christian again. Luchasaurus was pretty great, in my opinion.
Can I talk to you about Tyson Tomko real quick?
What happened?
I thought he died, but he's alive. He's alive.
Why did you think he died?
Because he overdosed. He had a drug addiction and he overdosed in like the bathroom of a Chili's or something. But he lived. He's alive. So I feel really good about that.
And by the way, to all of you watching, please God, smash that like button.
Yeah, smash that like button.
Why aren't we smashing that like button? I'm giving out free Taco Bell gongs to anyone who smashes that like button. We need 5 more smashes, please. 5 more smashes.
Yeah.
But let's keep continuing here. I think that the all access thing is a bad idea. Okay. Because I think we've already seen a lot behind the scenes, and it's not going to show us the behind the scenes things that we want. It's going to show us the kayfabe things. It's basically going to be being the elite serious.
I think it's going to be
serious being the elite, and
Total Divas.
Maybe.
It's a big hit.
Hassan says, "Oh, you miss me too. Aw, you guys. God bless you both. God bless you, Pirate Johnson. Hassan.
Sorry, but God bless you too, Pirate Johnson."
Joe Smith, the Don, says, if you close your eyes, it's Tony Stark talking. What?
Okay.
Earlier, Joe Smith said that I sound like Tony Stark.
Oh, is that bad?
I don't know.
You sound like Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, hello. My name's Robert Downey Jr. The Hulk, Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man.
I've never seen those movies.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like. Wow. We have to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Hey, I'm gonna call an audible here, Jazz, because we're running long a little bit. So we're gonna skip the top 10. Don't worry, the top 10's coming, but we're gonna skip over the top 10 for now. And we're gonna go to Red Watches Wrestling.
That's good. Well, I like that we're doing this is good with the Roy made a tech sheet. Roy made a tech sheet, and it's making things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Woodsy says, only I hope they started filming the show at Brawl Out. They won't. That's the thing is the things that we want to see.
People are starting to talk about it though.
What?
Like Britt Baker talked about it in an interview. Kenny talked about it in an interview. People are starting to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, because they're getting used to the fact that CM Punk isn't going to stay away. And they can't really talk about it because they don't want to risk. Because honestly, the lawsuit is all in CM Punk's court. CM Punk could sue pretty good. It's true. It's true. He is still considered an independent contractor.
Have you seen what Kenny said about it?
What?
Have you seen what Kenny said about the Brawl Out in his interview?
Yeah, he said, "I hope that we're all good on all sides." Sure.
Well, I just think he just brought up some interesting points. I thought what he said was good.
But his dog is in pain. But yeah. Roy, where do you want to go to? You want to go to Red Rogers Wrestling?
Look at your prediction. Look at that graphic. I love it.
Adam, the TBS thing.
What?
I see the All Access thing. I haven't seen it just yet. It's probably coming up soon.
It's coming up soon.
But we're going to go to Red Rogers Wrestling.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the predictions. This is Red's predictions for AEW Revolution.
AEW Revolution. I need to pull up the card here. Do you have the card?
I got the card.
Perfect.
Don't look at the card. Do you want to do the pre-show or do you want to not do the pre-show?
Let's do it all.
Let's do it all. All right. So the first pre-show match is the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds versus Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. These guys have been feuding. They've been beating each other up a lot over the last couple of weeks. Who do you have taking this one?
If it's not Claudio and Wheeler, I don't know what they're doing. It's honestly would be. This is a stupid match that should be on Rampage. This should be on Dark Evolution. Because honestly, they haven't built up Alex Reynolds and John Silver.
And they should, because they're very talented.
It's past.
But they could just be wrestlers. They could just be a good tag team.
Yeah, they could just be wrestlers.
They need to stop. Everybody calls them Hungy, and they got to stop doing that.
But they had something. They had something and they lost it. So if Claudio and Wheeler, two champions, can't win, isn't Wheeler still a pure champion?
Yep.
If they can't win, then what is that saying about Ring of Honor? What does that say about anything? They have to win.
Yeah, I think they turn heel here also, officially. They officially turn heel here.
Yeah, I hope so.
Also, Wheeler Yuta versus Timothy Thatcher next week on Ring of Honor. That's going to be a good match.
I hope Timothy Thatcher wins.
Yeah, me too. I hope all these guys lose their titles. Anyway, the other pre-show match. Because I think they should build the Ring of Honor brand separate from everything else. Sure. And you got make Timothy Thatcher your pure champion, and he's only on Ring of Honor, and he's your pure champion only in Ring of Honor. Anyway, the second pre-show match is Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers versus Arya Daivari, Josh Woods, and Tony Nese. Obviously, Josh Woods, Tony Nese, Arya Daivari taking this match.
Yeah, they're obviously going to go bold and dominate. When I think Mark Sterling's going to get the pin on Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to happen.
Next one.
All right, now we're on to the main card. We're on to the actual match.
Let me get some comments in before we go to the main card. Hassan says, last night, Jadis and Tito are in trouble on Peacock, and it blew me up.
Be careful.
That Hassan said, I want to do the pre-show too. And thanks, bud. I appreciate the support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prior Johnson says, has anyone seen Ethan Suplee recently. I was absolutely shocked to see his current physique and the explanation of his past heroin addiction being why he was so out of shape for years.
He was
Ethan
stacked.
Suplee, for people that don't know, he was in Boy Meets World.
He's
He was
Frankie
on My Name Is
Stakino.
Earl. He was in Blow.
He
He's
was
been
in
in
Blow.
everything.
He was in all Kevin Smith's early movies.
He was in like a few Martin Scorsese flicks.
Yeah.
And he's great shape now. Great
Yeah,
shape
great
now.
shape.
And it's
Good
all thanks
podcast
to
also.
testosterone therapy, and I'm happy for him.
Is that true?
It's a very good educated guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks great. Pirate Johnson also says check his filmography. If you didn't instantly recognize him as the background character from everything he's acted in, American History X, he's the big dude.
Yeah, Remember the Titans?
Remember
He's
the
also
Titans,
in
big
Remember the
dude.
Titans.
Great job in that.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Why are you bringing up Ethan?
Hey, let's talk about Ethan Suplee. He's good in Boy Meets World. Hey,
he's great.
Let's tie it back to wrestling.
Son.
Vader's son. That's right.
Son.
That's right. Leon.
Okay, next match.
Yeah, next match. Card. The main card. We've entered the main card. Red. The first match in Wikipedia, in the order that Wikipedia has it. Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a final burial match.
Is this a buried alive match?
It might be. This might be Christian's last appearance in AEW.
You think that Christian's losing?
I do think Christian's losing. Yeah. This is it, and that's the problem. Is that
do you think Christian is leaving the company?
No, I don't think he's leaving the company.
Is Christian coming back from an injury to immediately lose?
Yeah,
this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
To finish the feud, he's coming back from an injury to finish the feud.
Yeah, I think he's going to finish Jungle Boy as this Jungle Boy character.
Oh, now that's an idea.
He's burying Jungle Boy.
Now that's an idea.
That's what I was hoping.
I love that. Let's go with it.
But you know what? That's a pipe dream. That's designed to eventually make Jungle Boy something better, and they don't know how to do that. So they're going to have him beat Christian Cage because Christian Cage is someone who could talk and could get over and could potentially be a main event player. But have him lose his first match back, which is a good idea, and then have Jungle Boy, continue Rampage, maybe get back with Luchasaurus, chase after a tag team title that they'll lose again, and just be nothing forever. I think that's actually probably where they're going to go with it. But I think Jungle Boy losing, Christian winning, and being like, I buried Jungle Boy and I'm going to bury all of you. And that's his whole gimmick, is that he buries people, and only to have Jungle Boy come back different. Almost like
no hair.
James Dean.
Cut his hair.
Dean. Yeah, cut his hair, slick it back. Be like his dad. Be like his dad's slick back hair, leather jacket, white shirt, jeans, and he's just coming out with a cigarette in his mouth, and he's just like, "You thought you could kill me? Oh, I'm already dead." And then that's he's going to be this brooding character. I'd like that.
Is this a cinematic match or a real match?
That's a good question. I do see. That's hard.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would prefer it to be a cinematic match.
I feel like it might be because I don't know if Christian's 100% healthy. So they might do a cinematic match. I don't know. I just thought like he had the same injury that Punk has. They both tore something in their arms or something. And Punk's not going to be healthy until like April or May. So how did Christian come back so soon? I wonder if he's not 100%
Punk
healthy.
Also then had a fist fight with the children. And it made it worse, maybe.
All right. Somebody needs to have their baba.
Pirate Johnson says he was in Butterfly Effect too. Unstoppable. Brooklyn Bleak says Mallrats, Magic Eye Guy.
Yeah.
Pirate Johnson says AEW versus Ring of Honor in a Survivor style 2-night pay-per-view. Call it Shoot for the Sky. That's sweet, but I would hate that. Pirate Johnson says, is Luchasaurus injured right now? Not sure where he's been.
He is injured.
He's injured.
He is injured. Yeah.
Hassan
he's had a lot
says,
of injuries.
Yeah, he wrestles an interesting style. Hassan says, hey guys, I have a cooking magazine and Minecraft and Archie comic books. Hell yeah, bud.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so many great options.
Yeah, I'd do them all. Yeah. Brooklyn Bleak says, would have 4 Pillars Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Would have a 4 Pillars Forbidden Door pay-per-view. AEW, Ring of Honor, NJPW, and Impact need to unite to draw more attention off of WWE. No, I hear what you're saying, Brooklyn Bleak, but I feel like combining those all together, it just waters them all down. I do not like the Forbidden Door concept as a pay-per-view. I'm fine with them bringing in people, but like having a whole pay-per-view, every year of that kind of combination, I feel like it just makes you look lesser than. Just focus on your stuff. Why are you focusing on everyone else's stuff?
I mean, two things. One, they did that in the 80s. All the remaining territories, the AWAs, the Bill Watts, the Crockett's, all of them got together to have one big pay-per-view in an attempt to take attention away from WWF.
And what did it do?
It went horribly because no one could decide who was going to win because all of their guys.
So nothing really happened.
To get hurt.
Nothing really changed. Just like at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, well, the thing about Forbidden Door is that it's a fun one-off event. Like, it's a good time. It's one time a year. It's a good time. But they bring in NJPW guys all the time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really, it lessens the effect. Anyway, let's go on to the next match. What do you got?
No, go continue.
The next match is Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks with the Jericho Appreciation Society banned from ringside.
We're going to see because Chris Jericho's winning, unfortunately.
You think Chris Jericho's winning this match?
Yeah, because of the clever wording of the thing. Because at first it was no one allowed at ringside, but then it became the JAS banned from ringside. So I'm expecting someone new to debut and you know who it's going to be?
Scorpio Sky.
Big Show.
Come on. That's actually kind of fun.
Did you notice that he trademarked Jericho?
No.
Yeah.
Who did?
Jericho.
Oh, geez, that's a bummer.
So
that's kind of fun, though. Give the Big Show a little bit of a rub if he's just like a goon
at the expense of Ricky Starks.
Well, that's the problem.
It's just that I don't want Chris Jericho to touch popular wrestlers anymore because he leaves them off worse than they came in, almost always. Can you name one that he hasn't made worse? I can't think of a single one. Orange Cassidy was worse. MJF was worse.
I don't think MJF was worse.
I don't. He was. I
think MJF rebounded.
He was fighting Mox. Yeah, he rebounded on his own, but he had a main event with Mox that year, and then later that year, he just had a series of things with Jericho that went on way too long.
Yeah, that did go on too long. It always goes on too long.
And then by the time it was done, he had to restart.
I will give you the optimist spin on this. I agree that Big Show gets involved. I didn't know that's another news item we could have talked about. I agree that Big Show gets involved, but Tony Khan loves wrestling history. This is February, March, right around WrestleMania time. When Big Show debuted for the WWF, he debuted right around this time, costing Vince McMahon the match when he threw Austin into the cage. So I think he does something to hurt Ricky Starks, but Ricky Starks wins the match. That's the optimist wrestling historian take.
But if they do that, that absolutely helps zero people. That absolutely helps no one.
I don't know. I don't think it doesn't make Ricky Starks.
Yeah, this is all bad. All bad. So yeah, Chris Jericho's winning. I think
we should discontinue this segment. I think we should abandon this segment.
No. I like this. This is making
all you're doing is just being really negative, and it's a bummer.
No, it's not. No. We still got the main event.
We still have a bunch of other matches that you're going to be really negative about.
I can't wait. No, I'll be super positive about the rest of ones. I promise.
No, you won't be.
I promise I will.
You know how I know that? Because the next match is the Elite versus the House of Black.
Oh my God. I can't wait to watch this match. Oh my God. The Elite are going to win.
Do you think the Elite are actually going to win this match?
Honestly, do I think that they're going to win? No. Should they win? Yes. Because why are we constantly flipping around all these titles just for the newest team to come in and take them? I think
who's the newest team?
House of Black is I just feel like constantly Hobbs has a title shot, probably going to win. If someone has a title shot, probably going to win. There's no building of any championships, and they just whatever. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm really excited for this one.
All right, great. How about Jamie Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho?
Oh man. I would have Jamie Hayter win. I hope Jamie Hayter wins. Hope Jamie Hayter wins to continue building a title. I don't see the purpose of this match. I do not see the purpose of this match.
I mean, they've been feuding for the last 2 months.
I do not see the purpose of this booking. I don't like this triple threat thing.
Well, I mean, it's a triple threat, so Jamie Hayter can win and doesn't have to pin Saraya.
Why can't she just
pin Ruby Soho takes the pin?
Why can't they just have them pin?
Because you're spending millions of dollars on a human being, and she immediately didn't get over, so you have to protect her, but still have to put her in high profile matches because you're paying her a bunch of money.
She buried herself.
Well, yeah, she did.
She buried herself. But yeah, I hope Jamie Hayter wins. I think Jamie Hayter's going to win, right?
I would think so too. My money's
honestly
on Jamie Hayter.
this might be a good match, but it's just that I feel like
I think it will be a good match.
Ruby versus Jamie Hayter would be a better match, and they could have just had Saraya in the corner. Why is Saraya in this match? I don't know. Or someone like Saraya and Tony Storm just stalking the match. That would be good. Right. They're just kind of like, and they're the outside enforcers,
hurting both of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fair. Texas Death Match. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page.
Do you remember when they announced it? The Texas Death?
Yeah.
And then Jon Moxley's like, Texas Death. You know what state they were in when they announced it?
Texas?
Yeah. You know what state they're going to be in when this match happens?
You want to do a Silicon Valley Death match?
It just doesn't matter. Why? I don't know. Like a Texas Death match, not in Texas. I don't get it. And even when they announced it in Texas, nobody cared because they've seen it a million times.
They cheered. There's a big cheer.
There was not. If you listen to it, I would like everyone to listen to that and just hear the, oh. I don't know who wins this match. Who do you think wins this match?
I think Hangman has to win, but I think Moxley will probably win. If I know Tony Khan's booking, Moxley always comes out on top, but Moxley doesn't need the win. Hangman needs the win. You got to keep the momentum going with Hangman Adam Page.
I think this feud needs to die. They both need to go on to something else.
It's going to die after this.
It's needed to die. They're not helping each other.
I think they helped each other in the beginning.
Maybe. I just feel like they're like this is it just. I feel like Adam Page has taken Moxley's always been consistent in terms of popularity. Like I don't think he's ever really wavered for me.
Well, because his booking's always been good.
I don't think it's been good. I think he just gets over with the fans. I feel like Adam Page loses a lot of momentum with these things because what he just said the other day, I don't like violence. As a matter of fact, I despise it. You're a pro wrestler. You're a pro wrestler, dog. Why would you say something so stupid?
He's talking about a specific kind of violence. Got to pay attention to the promo.
He pulled out a barbed wire mitten and punched him with it.
Yeah.
And he didn't sell it at all.
He doesn't like violence.
Sell it at all.
Who, Moxley?
Adam Page.
You said it was a barbed wire mitten.
He had it on his head. No, it just wrapped around his head. And he punched him, and he's like, yeah! He saw it in his hand. Yeah! You're squeezing barbed wire. Fucking asshole. You asshole. But I can't wait for this match. Oh, let's go. Can't wait for that match.
What about Samoa Joe versus Wardlow?
Honestly, I'm actually curious about this match. I do think that this is the match. But honestly, I'm just hoping something happens. I don't know what's going to happen. One of the great things about AEW, I have no idea what's going to happen anymore because it kind of doesn't matter. But I can't predict. There's no predicting.
Okay, good. There's no predicting, so this segment's pointless.
No, it's good. It's good.
So Red's predictions are pointless.
Don't we have other matches? How many more matches?
Yeah, we sure do. We got 2 more. What about the 4-way tag match with the Guns, the Acclaimed, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Orange Cassidy, and Danhausen? This is good. It's good. You feel good about this one? This is your match of the night?
This is the one. It's going to take the belt. Oh my God, this is so funny. This is the funniest segment we've ever done. I'm going to say that it's going to be, I think the Guns have to win it.
Okay.
They just have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you going to have this match? What do you think?
I think the Guns have to win also. That's why it's a 4-way. They're going to pin Danhausen. That's why Danhausen's in the match. He's the lame duck. He's going to get the pin.
It's just so stupid that they put him in there. But yeah, it has to be them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the main event.
MJF, Bryan Danielson, 60-minute Iron Man.
I'm a little upset that they didn't have a regular match because this is a thing that could be 2-3 months because they can't have another match after this, which is just regular, right? That'd be weird.
Yeah, you can't go backwards. Although it's happened.
They do it all the time, which is
Yeah.
stupid because now it doesn't mean any, but I see MJF winning.
Yeah, MJF's got to win this one for sure.
He has to win.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Wow,
excited
I'm
for
stoked
tonight.
for that pay-per-view. Let me tell you, I am hyped to spend $50 on this thing. All right. Red really sold me on it. You really sold me on it. That's
We have
good.
some comments here. Brooklyn Big says yes, but also one for Ring of Honor and AEW. Hassan says, do you like him? I like him, Hassan. Brooklyn Blake says, okay. I forgot Impact is doing another multiverse pay-per-view where they do the same thing anyways.
There's some good matches on that show. There's going to be Moose versus Jeff Cobb. I'm excited.
Oh, that sounds good. Pirate Johnson says, I don't really get why Starks is getting compared to The Rock. You don't?
I get that he's like kind of trying to be The Rock, but he's his own person. He's not a Rock ripoff. He's his own person.
I think he's listening to Chris Jericho, who keeps saying it, and I bet he's in his ear. Apparently, Chris Jericho is like helping people out with promos. He's like, Ricky Starks, I could take you to another level. Watch The Rock. Pirate Johnson says, I would love to see PCO with House of Black. That's fun.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Great job, Pirate Johnson. Pirate Johnson says Paige is severely overrated. She's just has to get her legs under her. She's new. She's had 5 matches, maybe
in like 5 years.
Yeah. Hassan Terrell says, I like Nickelback's new album and I enjoy it too.
That's good.
That's great. We should listen to it.
Like them.
Brooklyn Lee says Soraya, more like psoriasis. Pirate Johnson says her WWE movie was awful. Heels from Stars is actually really good. Not quite Glow from Netflix. Marin is in that, but just as good in a different way. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm interested.
I started watching the first episode and fell asleep 2 years ago and haven't gone back to it.
Pirate Johnson says, I actually don't care for the Acclaimed, and the Ass Boys look like slightly mutated clones of their father. Billy Gunn being with the Acclaimed just doesn't make sense to me.
PJ said that?
PJ said that. PJ. And Pirate Johnson also says Jeff Cobb is great.
But Jeff Cobb rules.
Jeff Cobb is awesome.
All right. Well, we've run over time here, but we're going to buzz through the Hall of Fame. Guys, you want to hit that Hall of Fame? I'm going to go first, I think, based on the text sheet. My Hall of Fame pick for this week is none other than Japanese import Emi Sakura.
Emi Sakura.
I went Emi Sakura, and the reason I went Emi Sakura is because she had a good match with Riho on Friday, and she had an amazing match with Jamie Hayter, like maybe last month. Emi Sakura is helping train the women. She's trained a bunch of women who are already in the company, and I think she's a very talented person who they don't give a lot of play to. But I'm putting Emi Sakura into the LLW Hall of Fame.
Wow. And did you get my message from yesterday?
I made a graphic, babe.
Oh, bless you. My my Hall of Fame prediction, my Hall of Fame induction this week for the March 5th weekly LLW Hall of Fame is Madison Rain and Sky Blue. They because they won, but honestly, it does go to saying that Charlotte and Robin Renegade deserve to be in that Hall of Fame too, as well as just that Ring of Honor program, because I'm excited for it. I think there's a lot of things that could happen, but those 4 women have the best tag team underneath tag team match underneath Tony Khan, women's tag team match underneath Tony Khan. Ever.
What a positive way to end the show. What a positive way.
Are you trying to be sarcastic?
No, that was positive. Okay. You just said a positive thing. That's great.
I say positive things.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Red Jefferson.
I can't wait for House of Black to win those trios titles.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Did it.
Congratulate our winners, Madison Rain, Sky Blue, and Emi Sakura for their induction into the March 5th LLW Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Well, that's it. We'll be back next week. What?
Thank you all so much for joining us at the Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the Loser
Every
Leaves Wrestling.
Sunday. This is Turnbuckle time.
Ding, 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 ding. This is Turnbuckle time.
There it is.
Turnbuckle time. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back next week, same time, same place, and we expect to see all your smiling faces. And also like that fucking button.
Hit that.
Smash it.
Hit it.
Smash it. And follow us on anywhere you listen to podcasts. Podcasts are coming back. And we're going to be posting things. We're going to be doing things. We're going to have more videos. Uncle Moet. Ever heard of him? Uncle fucking Moet is back, and we're going to be making more content. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we're going to be doing some great things. We're very happy that you're joining us. Join the Discord. Send us an email, loserleavespod@gmail.com to get access to the Discord.
We
it's
just
free.
talk shit.
Become an intern. Become an intern today. Pirate Johnson says bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
But thank you all so much for joining Hassan, Brooklyn Bleak, Pirate Johnson, Joe, Joe Smith. You could go shut the fuck up. Woodsy is great though. But thank you all so much. Have a great one. We'll see y'all soon. Bye. Bye.
Ole! 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 Ole!